Hello, I'm Sean McKnight.
And I'm Tony McWright.
Today we are presenting to you Traveling Bridges, a much needed transportation service. In 2003, I was sentenced to 18 years in New York State's Department of Corrections. I'm from DC, so all of the people who mattered in my life were 230 miles away. My mother was scared to drive the distance alone, so she depended on my uncle to bring her. Traveling Bridges was started with one goal in mind: to connect families like mine who are having difficulties finding transportation and accommodations to visit their incarcerated loved ones. What we provide is a space, travelingbridges.com, where customers can book and pay online. We meet them at a designated location and transport them to a specific federal or state facility up to 400 miles away from the DC area. This is done by day trips or overnight trips. If it's an overnight trip, we will provide lodging at a local hotel, transportation to a local restaurant, eatery, and you will be able to visit your loved one again the following day before we head home. I can only imagine how much my mom would have loved this service. How many more people are out there just like my mom?
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there like Sean's mom. When researching the market opportunity, we considered one relative of every incarcerated person from the DC metro area within a 400-mile radius. That comes up to approximately 100,000 people in 20 federal facilities and over 50 state prisons and jails. If we capture 1% of the total addressable market, factoring in the average revenue per person, we will realize $120,000 in our first year. I mentioned a 1% market capture goal. We believe because of our strong competitive position, Traveling Bridges is poised to be a dominant player in our niche market. As you can see here, we are the only transportation company in the region offering online booking with options for overnight stays and access to local activities. Knowing the areas around our destinations and partnering with local underutilized hotels is partly what provides us with an advantage over the competition.
Our current marketing strategy consists of a website, travelingbridges.com, where customers can log on and give suggestions or feedback. We have institution flyers that were sent out to the incarcerated, and we are on 3 major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Now let's meet the team. Sean McKnight is the founder, CEO, and creative visionary behind Traveling Bridges. He holds an associate's degree in liberal arts from Bard College. Having spent 15 years incarcerated, Sean understands the importance of visits and their impact on keeping the social fabric of a family intact.
Tony McWright is partner and COO of Traveling Bridges. He holds a bachelor's in business administration and marketing from Old Dominion University. He is a successful entrepreneur and brings a proven record of results in sales, transportation, and marketing to our company. Kara Reed is our webmaster and graphic designer.
Now let's talk about the revenue. Using our price points for the 2 options Sean discussed, we developed the revenue model you see here. Assuming operating at full capacity, net profits will be approximately $6,800 a month. Half of that coming from overnight, and of course the other half from day trips. Additionally, we will save $430 a month when we move to buying versus renting a van. Our revenue model is based on extremely conservative estimates given the current pandemic. Our financial projections assume that we will see revenue in only the 4th quarter of 2020 due to prison visitations being shut down for the time being. This, of course, is subject to change, so we kept our projections on the conservative side for 2021 as well by not forecasting an increase in month-to-month revenue. In year 3, we assume there will be no COVID restrictions and project added revenue with the addition of another van. Even with these extremely conservative estimates, Traveling Bridges is poised for quick scalability. And if fortunate enough to bring home the top prize from today's competition, we will have already earmarked ways in which the funds will be used. The biggest expenses will be for van rental and operations, with the remainder going to supporting activities such as website maintenance and marketing directly to the institution.
There are 100,000 people just like my mom in the DMV area. Traveling Bridges, bridging the gap between the incarcerated and their loved ones. If you want to go, we will take you there. That concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time. The floor is now open for any questions.